It's just so emotional sometimes when I tell my story about it, because I was actually in prison, visioning these days right here that I'm walking in right now. And I wish for it, I prayed for it. And to see it happening sometimes is like even emotional for me. It's knowing where I came from to where I'm doing now, and knowing where I was at when I visioned this and hoped and prayed for this. So to see it all come to light, I'm just grateful for it. 111 was a craft that I learned in prison. I was sentenced to 20 years and was fortunate enough to get clemency from President Obama, which led me to coming home to just further my craft. I started off making belts and wristbands and different things, and then I just elevated on to, I always kept my eye on something bigger, like, well, how are you making them bags over there? So I came to the teacher and he showed me how to make the basics of a handbag. Because when you learn the basics of a handbag, it just opens your mind up and your idea for, if you're creative, to start doing your own type of things. Because once you learn the basic, you can do whatever you really want to with a bag. When I started doing whatever I wanted with a bag, that's when, the whole niche of me came in. I started two-toning bags. I made a two-tone backpack for my son and my daughter. That's where I designed my niche at. People started to notice that was my bags. When they came to the leather class and they seen my bags in the window, they knew Miracle had made it. Like, oh, yo, like Miracle made another bag like that. And even my teacher, he started to take along some of my ideas. Eventually it came like the student teaching the teacher, so that was a great thing, a great moment for me. It was motivation for me to see that I knew I had something, as far as a niche for it. It's just great, it's my passion, it's my piece. I love doing it. And that's where 111 started from, the basics of it, where I learned my first handbags at. And I just developed just a nice design and my own look. As I came home, I was doing a lot of bags for friends and family and started getting requests for custom things that they wanted for themselves, which led it on to a business where I started taking in customers, making sales of bags. I gave them definitely designs that they never seen in the world, and everything was handmade by me, so that was something special for the customers. So that's where it all began at. From the moment I came home, sales started to rise. I reached out for different helps of trying to get better tools and more material financially. I connected in with navigation program, and they later connect me into 100K Ideas, who was very much helping me. It's such a great program. I don't know who put this program together, but it's like a phenomenal program. The greatest thing that I could just say about 100K Ideas is that they never miss.
So initially I met Vivian while I was working at the culinary school. She came into the beanery almost every day. One of the other members of the staff mentioned my idea and that I had the building already, and she told me to start 100K. And when the pandemic hit, I was in my first semester of school. So it kind of made me attend just school, because everything was closed down. Towards the end of school, about a month before I graduated, I had someone contact me and they had a building that they were looking to get rid of. I was a little hesitant because of the area, but again, being downtown Flint, working down here so much and meeting everybody, it just seemed like the right place and the right time. So it took me about 3 or 4 days and I decided that was something I was gonna do. And I am opening a restaurant called Cuisines. It's international cuisine. It's all farm to table, local farmers and suppliers. So it's on Dordt Highway. It's the old Aloha Lounge between Court Street and Robert T. Longway. Every day is a different region. I'm doing Taco Tuesday, is the big hype. So I'm gonna do Taco Tuesday, but it's everything but regular tacos. So I don't serve any pork at all. I try to lean away from beef as much as possible because it's not quite as healthy. I focus a lot on fish and vegetarian options. So we're gonna be doing, the chicken mole tacos, birria tacos, shrimp tacos, salmon tacos. But again, every day is a different region and everything is fresh. So we start off each day with a set number of each item. And as we build, as my clientele grows, as I get more customers, I'll add more amounts of that, but it's just to ensure freshness. So when you come in, there might only be 6 to 10 of that certain dish. So you have to come in and get it, while it's there. And it goes for breakfast, lunch, and dinner. So each one of those 3 meals will follow that region. And you'll be able to get, like made your way omelets every day for breakfast. There's a couple of salads that'll be there every day. And then I'll have like chicken strips, but I don't have a deep fryer because I'm not frying anything. So it's all air fried, just in case, kids come in and they want something simple, And I'm gonna be using DoorDash for delivery for now. The pitch for K, it allowed me to meet new people, it gave me confidence, people believed in me. It was really encouraging to know that the community was behind me and doing something like that, and as well as other people when they're trying to open a small business. So, I won the prize money, yeah, that was great, it helped me, but the bigger benefit was just meeting everybody, and having that connection and being able to reach out, and in times of like need, when I'm nervous or when I had questions about opening a business or my next steps, there were just plenty of people that were right there to help, without hesitation.
100K Ideas was a definite benefit for me. It allowed me to network with people that I've never met before and branched off and helped me make my company to what it is today. I based my company off of my daughter's health issues. She was born at 6 months, and my daughter spent majority of all her birthdays in the hospital. The only one that we got to celebrate was her 3rd birthday, which she ended up back in the hospital, and that was around the time that everything shut down for COVID. So just to have that fear of her catching anything and having to shelter her into a house all the time and she can't really be around people. I feel like if I'm a parent that's struggling with a kid that is always in the hospital and she missed previous birthdays due to her illnesses and can't be around a lot of people, well, why not bring the party to the people? Mix It Up Spa Bus offers 4 different party packages: Ultimate Spa, a Build-A-Bear, a Paint with a Twist, and a sleepover package that is brought to the parent home. So the kids will go on the bus to have the nails, toes, their facials, and their drinks done. But if they order a party package, which is the Build-A-Bear, the Paint with a Twist, of course, is going to have to come with a table. So it'll be out in the front yard or wherever setting that the parent wants it to be at. And I also offer blenderized smoothies and simple serve drinks for G2 fed kids and also kids that are not G2 fed, to give their kid the best party they deserve. The pitch competition allowed me to open up and talk to people in front of an audience because I was not really good at that. The money didn't matter, it was just the people reaction. I got a lot of feedback and people actually standing and waiting for me just to talk about my business. So just that positive feedback was what really gave me the encouragement.
I learned a lot during that competition, and I remember telling, just the different ones who were in the competition with me, like at the end of the day, we all winners with this, just stepping out on your business. I think that's something big. It takes a brave person to just really step out on faith for your passion or what you're doing. But at the end of the day, you're all winners for just doing that. And you're gonna learn so much more throughout the competition. I was lucky enough to win the competition. Thank God I came first place. It was a very good competition. And even more for the financially part, it was just the networks and the plugs and the people that you start meeting during the competition. I cherish that type of moment. I met real good people who I'm working with to this day that's really trying to push me forward and put me in the right direction of business. But I love creating something that nobody ever created before. I love being different. My plans of 111 is every bag I want it to be one of 11 of its kind. So that's my plan, to deliver something that you never seen before, and you can be one of the persons who only have 11 of them. I'm really proud of a design that I just had finished up during the summertime, and I just presented it downstairs in the shops on Saginaw of my backpack. It's an all-stitching backpack. I designed like lockets where there's no hardware buckle. I actually designed the whole pockets of just locking in. And it's a hot bag, it's a dope bag. I love the reaction that I'm getting from it, and it's something different. It's something you never seen before, And that's what I love to like really create. Like I might get something or I might like something that another designer like, but I just like being different. I like being unique. Just love putting my spin to everything, just make it unique. So I'm hoping somebody will be telling you, well, my top designer is Miracle from 111. Like, I like them bags, that's what I'm looking for. Flint is definitely behind me, a big support. Just to be starting here, I feel like Flint is like in a rebuilding stage, and just to be a part of that, of my craft, of what I'm doing, I'm putting together great events, I'm meeting great people, I'm being a part of great events, even in the community. Like I say, I wanna start the class with the students, just those type of things of just rebuilding Flint up. And the shows is just overwhelmingly emotionally for me, like for real, like just gathering up those type of shows, and you looking for the reaction into the people, and then you see the people who comes out and they support you, and they can't wait for you to have these type of shows. I'm loving it. I'm loving what Flint is doing, just purposely of just moving forward in a rebuilding stage, and I'm just happy to be a part of it, like for real.
I feel like the impact in this community of what services I provide is definitely for underrepresented kids with disabilities. It's always overlooked. So just to be a mother that has a kid with a disability, it's easier to understand their needs for everything and to give back to those kids because they deserve to live a normal life. As far as my spa bus, no, there's nothing like it. I built my spa bus accustomed to able and disabled kids so they can all have fun together, just not one-sided. Just giving smiles back to the kids, the parents, because we go through a lot when it comes to our kids, and we have to go out with a smile every single day like nothing's happened. So just to warm their heart and know that I'm doing something that's really good for the community to give back to kids that have disabilities or any type of challenges, that just tops everything.
When I first started, I really wasn't focused on what I was going to do for the community, I don't think, because I didn't know where my restaurant was going to be at to begin with. But the second that I found that I had a building and started working towards that, it was all about, bringing stuff back to the community, having small businesses. My restaurant is going to be supplied by other small businesses in the community, and I'm going to try to employ students from the culinary school. I want to do something with them for work study and their co-op and stuff like that. It's hard when you're in school to find somebody, especially in that field, to work around a school schedule. So that's one of the main reasons why I'm doing it, because I wanted to find somewhere to work in the field, even if it was sous chef or just in the restaurant in itself, while I was in school. But there's nobody that's like, oh yeah, go ahead, leave for 2 hours and come back, So I would like to be able to work around people's school schedule. That way they can be in there and get in the field. And it's really family oriented. So I just want it to be for everyone to feel welcome to come in, no matter what race, no matter what religion, and no matter what dietary need you might have, any kind of allergy that you might have. We're doing gluten-free, dairy-free, vegetarian, a couple of straight vegan dishes, and it's an all pork-free facility. So I'm trying to touch on all of the people who can't just go into a restaurant and say, I want this and have it, because if you have any special dietary needs or allergies, it's not really an option. And then it kind of weighs as a burden on whoever you're going out to eat with, because then the next question is, so where can you have anything to eat at? It has to be focused around that person, where at my restaurant, you can just come in and eat. Everybody will have something that they would like to choose and eat and be able to eat safely. That's what made me choose that, is that I have diverticulosis, so I can't have the skin or seeds of fruits and vegetables. I'm dairy-free, gluten-free. I can't have processed meats and things like that. So, it was hard for me. I ate at home a lot. I mean, it's a good thing I know how to cook, but when we wanted to go out to eat, I was like, oh, I'll just have a salad with lettuce and cheese, that was just kind of it. So I really wanted to make it to where everybody could come in. I'm okay at planning, but not the greatest. In 100K, it made me sit down and focus and write everything down. It's something that you have to learn as a business owner. You have to plan. You have to be prepared for anything. You have to be prepared to win or to fail. Either way it goes, you have to be prepared, and you have to always have the next step in place to get there. there are a lot of people in the community that are willing to help, and that was something I did not know in the beginning. I actually didn't know that until like almost towards the end, so I struggled by myself for quite a while through my journey. And 100K, that's when, you know, Vivian came in and she just brought like a whole array of people to me that are like, hey, come here, we'll help you, you know? And it's not like financial support that they help with, it's emotional, mental, you know, like business support. If you don't have certain knowledge in the business, there's people that will help you and they'll walk you through it. And it's pretty much free, you know? They help you because they want to help. And that's the best part. They really want to see you succeed.
I haven't had anything that I needed or asked about or any question that haven't been answered. You know, even if I asked this person and they didn't know it, they found out who knew it, you know, and they found out that information to get to me. That's the greatest thing I could say about 100K ideas. Like, they just never miss, and I'm grateful for that. Like I always say, it's God's plan. Like, it was just God's plan for me to bump into something like 100K ideas. And I tell a lot of people that, you know, even around the city, when I try to recommend them to, like, when they need information, they need different things, like, you ever check with 100K ideas? Because for me, it never missed. Like, I could go to you, and if you don't know it, you went to someone else, and then here it is, goes the information. So, and that's like one of the greatest things that I think, like, as far as like building a community could have, you know, something like that where anything that you want to know is there to find out. So that's the greatest thing about 100K ideas, man. It's just great people, you know, great energy. I feel great vibrations every time I come for 100K ideas.
The advice I would give to anyone out there that is trying to get into the entrepreneurial world is don't give up. Go for what you know. If you are confident and you're passionate about it, it's your vision, it's your goal. You're going to achieve it regardless of any downfall. You're going to do good.
One of the harder things for me was having a plan and having a set day and then that falling through. Because, you know, there's a lot of different things that are in play with opening a business, let alone a restaurant. You know, the health department, you have the building codes, everything you have to follow. So, you know, my plan was to open at a certain time and it didn't happen. And I was just like, you know, kind of bummed out. But then I learned very quickly that things change when you're opening a business, you know, like especially financial things. It's like when you're remodeling a house, you get in there, tear down a wall and you find like 5 other things that you have to fix. That's the same as opening a business. You get in it and you think that you know what you have to do. And then there's like, oh, wait a minute, 5 more things, you know, and that either comes with time or money, and both you have to be ready for. Hesitation plays a big role in everything. And if you procrastinate, you just kind of sit back and wait, you know. You got to go for it without fear. And if you are scared, push it down and go through, you know.
Step out on faith of your idea. Whatever you have, whatever you feel, believe in it, you know, and go out and get to work and do it, you know. The only loser is a person that don't try. That's how I feel. So if you have something that you feel that's your craft or your vision or you have a passion for, my main thing is go at it. You're gonna get a million no's. I've heard, I can't even tell you how many people have told me I shouldn't be doing this. If you feel it, you believe in it, do it. Simple as that. Like, don't even take no for an answer, you know? Because I've had my moment where I just kind of stepped back on it. And, you know, it's crazy. I don't want to thank God for the pandemic, but the pandemic, what brought it out of me. I sit at home and I was like, you know what? I'm gonna start making my bags again. And that led on to the business. But I had thought about making bags a couple years before that, you know, like, I should make bags, or nah, I ain't nobody doing this, like, you know, out here. But no, it's what it is. I done it and it's working for me. So the best thing is just put God first, go to work and do it. I see the vision just gets bigger and bigger with me. I'm learning every day with the business of it, but just the vision is getting bigger and bigger. I always tell a person I see myself as being one of the most influential and most decorated designers that you're probably gonna see in the next 5 to 10 years. Like, I plan to be a top designer, that's the truth. I also plan to have my own stores, you know, where you come in and you have 111 and you can catch me in that type of shop actually making the bags myself, you know. Those are the type of visions I see. I see visions of, that's why I wanna help with the students, to help them get the learning different things about the craft, and hopefully I find some people with a nice vision and passion for it, where I have employees and help, to expand the visions even further. But I definitely see 111 as like one of the top designers in the world, that's where I see it at. Sometimes you have to tap your own self on the back if don't nobody else do. I appreciate all the congratulations and thank you and everything, but sometimes I just have to tap my own self on the back and just say, man, job well done, because you really did it. It wasn't just a talk, it wasn't just a dream, This is the way you bring a dream to reality, So be proud of yourself, be thankful for all the no's that you got. Because a lot of no's turns to yes after a while. You know what I'm saying? So I am proud of myself. I always tell a person, nobody believes your vision until your vision becomes reality, and that's where I'm at.